What's good with my people today, man? I know we back with another reaction. I'm gonna give y'all two. I ain't posting two today, but I'm reacting to two today. So y'all will get two videos. Appreciate it. If you've been returning to this channel and you've been liking the videos, commenting and subscribing, and y'all need to hit that bell, cause man, y'all haven't been hitting that bell. And if you're new to the channel, we gonna get into the dopest reactions, man. You joining one of the dopest channels and dopest communities out here. So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and y'all need to hit that bell so y'all always notified as well. But I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. We're gonna get right into it. Let's go.
That are not comfortable for white people. They're not comfortable for them to talk about the possibility that Africans were here before the Europeans. So what do you do with the heads in Mexico that you find at San Lorenzo, at Tres Zapotes? What do you do with those? Alright? You ignore them. What do you do with Columbus's diary that says the Africans know a way to the west, but it goes around the doldrums, we would never survive? What do you do with that? You ignore it. What do you do with Balboa's diary that says we came upon this African village in the isthmus? How did these Africans get here? What do you do with that? You ignore it. Why? To preserve the myth that the Europeans were here first. What do you do with all of this written literature and history that says that Abubakar II of Mali sent 200 ships to the west? When one came back and said they were afraid that the others disappeared. And then to have Balboa find this village that looks just like Mali, where he was, what do you do with this information? You ignore it. You ignore it. Why? To preserve the myth of white superiority. That's what our whole educational process is devoted to. What do you do with this whole history? This is a written history, my dear. Written. I'm not talking about hearsay. I'm not talking about a griot said this. I'm not talking about something handed down from one generation to the other through voice. I'm talking about written history of the Egyptians. What do you do with this? You ignore it.
Dr. Barbara, I'm about to be on that one. She was going
Did you know that Alec Baldwin meant to pull that trigger? This conspiracy theory is guaranteed to blow your mind. As you know, Alec Baldwin shot Helena Hayes October 21st, 2021 on the set of a movie called Rust. He claimed it was an accident and the gun shouldn't have been loaded. But did you know that Helena Hayes spent most of her professional career battling elite sexism and sexual harassment to the point where she walked away from films because if she didn't do a certain deed, she wouldn't get it. And she spent a lot of time doing investigations on the darker side of the world, releasing documentaries exposing them. And she was apparently working on one to expose human trafficking in Hollywood in the elite society. And when an Illuminati member, Alec Baldwin, got the call, he cocked the gun like he admitted to in an interview, and he shot her. Do you think Helena Hayes' death was really an accident? You let me know.
Was it an accident? I know the answer. And it was not no accident, bro. We know, like everybody else know, if she was about to do that movie about the human trafficking in Hollywood, they was like, we getting her out of here, bro. She about to expose everything. Everything that we already know and more. Like, yeah, so they had to silence her, as they do everybody else that speaks against them and gives the knowledge and influences the masses more than they possibly can. Yeah, they eliminated her, bro, which is a cold world.
We all use water bottles, don't we? We all do. Especially as kids growing up and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They be talking about, get your Gatorade, get your orange juice. All them hoes coming in plastic bottles with the BPAs, the PFOAs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I've been all over this for like the last 3 or 4 weeks, and they've been silencing my whole account, my whole ass account. BPAs, PFOAs, keep learning, superhumans being reported. Nigga, I've been all over it. But this algorithm been all over me. So if you don't see my black ass, just know. But anyways, check this out, y'all. 4 out of 5 British teens have hormones upset by gender-bending chemicals. And sorry, I'm trying to drive and read, y'all. Do you see that 4 out of 5? Somebody run the stats? Like I said, I'm driving, and they gonna censor this anyway, so it's not gonna get to nobody. But fuck it, you see what they're spraying up there? That's how 90% of our crops look, right there. They throw a chemical on them called atrazine, a herbicide, basically, to make this, kill the bugs and to make them last longer. But what they don't tell you is that same herbicide, and I'm driving, y'all, sorry for all the movement, literally changes the chemical makeup of your body. And it's been on record. On record. These people do not care about us, me and you. They care about profit. They care about their products sitting inside the store for weeks on end and not going bad. They don't care what happens to little Johnny, right? Fucking 3 generations from now, because he's been eating all these crops that are not right for people, because we put all these chemicals on them that don't belong in your body. I mean, take a look right here. Subject to hella controversy and delays puberty and chemical castration for males. Guys, it's not right. Do you like your nuts? Basically is what they're saying. Because if you do, you wouldn't be using this shit. I value my 2 boys. Now look, let's go over to PubMed, right? Because at least these are doctors telling you what's actually going on. Everywhere else you can say, farmers have opinions. Now these are doctors, scientists. Oh, damn. You know what, y'all, the planet sinister. Just take a read. Basically, the number 2 chemical that they use, the number 1 chemical that they use in the United States is attacking the male genitalia. All the fast food you eat attacks the male genitalia and your mind. And the ice on the cake, right? The water you drink attacks the male genitalia. Bro, it's not hard to make a case here. It's not hard to make a case. You know what's harder to do? Make a case as to why they keep silencing my account. Ooh, I can make a case on that. They don't want y'all having this info. Peace.
Nah, they don't want us having that info. Why would they?
So I came across this video posted by DJ Inkings of Wendy Williams acting weird. If you pay attention to her eyes, they go bugging black and she never blinks. She looks kind of like a robot in the face. The responses seem programmed and even her face seems programmed to sync with her responses. Now, I watched this video of Joe Biden's recent speech and his eyes do the same thing, they go bugging black. Now, they both went away for some time. He had COVID, her show ended, they both came back acting this way. I think this is MKUltra. What do y'all think?
Let's see it, Wendy, let's see it. Ooh, it's so beautiful. What you got to say for the camera?
He's out by getting stuff. I'm still waiting for him to come back.
Every day we rely on law enforcement to save lives. Then on January 6th, we relied on law enforcement to save our democracy. Police were heroes that day. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Every day we rely on law enforcement to save lives. Then on January 6th, we relied on law enforcement to save our democracy. Police were heroes that day.
That could be a wide range of things, though. And I don't think MKUltra. I'm thinking clone. Or I'm thinking it was just a robot that they made it look like Joe Biden. Or it's another person playing Joe Biden. You know how they take the mask off and it's a whole another person under there. It could be that. But if they didn't blink, that's what made me think it's a robot. Or that's what makes me think that it's just clone. MKUltra. I think we passed the phases of the MKUltra. I think if they're going to use the MKUltra, they're going to use it on people like us. Regular civilians. That they could just control. Why not put a robot that you can control from behind the scenes to send a message for you to the rest of the people? I'm just saying, let's make this make sense. That don't look like no MKUltra to me. It look like a clone or a robot. Y'all tell me what y'all think. What y'all feel, drop it in the comments.
So I'm in Walmart right now, and all the food aisles have caution tape on it. All of them. Caution tape. Not for sale. Caution tape. These the meats and wings and stuff. Look at the meats over there. Caution tape. It's like all the food is bad in here. What the hell? I've never seen this at a Walmart where you can't buy anything because everything went bad. Hey, no! I'm over here trying to get some groceries. What the hell is this? Look at this. Look at this. Caution, can't eat none of this. Wow, bro. Can't make this up.
Dang. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Not out here.
New Yorkers, I've heard about the leave in the hurry bag. I've seen the wall that they're building around the Capitol. Here's my take on what's about to happen. Scenario. Russia invades the U.S. by sending a nuke to the Capitol. After the nuke hits, the explosion is going to wipe out hundreds of miles, maybe. At that point, Russia and Ukraine, or just Russia, is going to invade. That will be the time when the people take back the land. The world's quarrels are not with the people of the U.S. It's with the governmental system that has oppressed us and pushed their ways onto other countries. Russia is saying, get out the way.
Don't shoot the messenger. And don't come for me, because I'm just reacting to it. But if that was the case, y'all finish the sentence. All I'm saying is I'm pretty far away from them. But I do agree some people in some other places in the world ain't liking what what our country does to the rest of them. And I shouldn't say the country, because some people gonna be like, bro, some people come to our country just because they trying to get out of theirs. Let me clarify. The higher ups, they don't like the rules that the higher ups is doing and the things that they inflicting or enforcing on they end of the world. And so if something like that was to happen, I mean, I don't think it will happen, but I think it's possible. I think more so it'll be more like maybe a civil war, us versus the government type thing, like civilians versus the government, kind of like what we seeing within France and Paris and all that. But yeah, I don't see that happening. I see us having too much defense for that.
Have to be diligent about the things that we're eating. If you're eating seedless grapes, right? Seedless watermelons. Think about a human body. We all have seeds in us too. The man has seeds that produce a child. The woman has seeds that produce a child. What would a seedless man be like, or a seedless woman? They would be sterile. So there's a gene called a terminator gene that was invented by a company to take away seeds so that farmers could be dependent on biotechnology companies like
Soylent Green is people! Let's discuss a classic 1970s dystopian movie known as Soylent Green. So this movie is made in the 1970s, and it's about a dystopian future based in 2022. So in the movie, the future is set in 2022, and the movie is about a dystopian nightmare's future where there are a bunch of food shortages. And in the movie, the only food source are these mysterious little green crackers known as Soylent Green. It is the only food source, and the government tells people that it's a miracle food of high-energy plankton gathered from the oceans of the world. But one man decides to investigate this, and he reads a book on marine biology, and he found out that planktons are extinct. So the Soylent Green crackers are not made from plankton, so what are they made from? So he decides to investigate, visits one of these factories where they're producing Soylent Green, and this poor man is horrified to find out that Soylent Green is made from recycled dead human bodies, and then is fed to the people. And it's interesting that this movie might parallel with what's going on now. Number one, it's based in 2022. This movie was made in the 70s. Number two, we legit have a vegan product called Soylent, just like Soylent Green. And Soylent saw major setbacks over the past 2 years, including a temporary halt to sales after customers reported becoming severely ill. Soylent recently recalled its food bar, and we use the term food loosely here, after dozens of complaints emerged that this product was causing nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, and other symptoms. Maybe it's soy protein made from human remains. That's what's making people sick. It's called Soylent after all. Another coincidence, it's 2022 just like in the movie, and we have fake meat now. Quality meats made from people like you. Not too long ago, a vegan burger was hyped for tasting like human meat, and it wins an award for that. That is so bizarre. To make things even stranger, steak was grown from human cells, and it sparks interest and outrage. And then we got this thing called the Green New Deal. where they want people eating fake meat to, better help the world somehow. And then you got bizarre posts from the news like this one from the New York Times. Cannibalism has a time and a place. Some recent books, films, and shows suggest that the time is now. Can you stomach it? Excuse me? I never trusted any kind of meat from McDonald's or a lot of fast food places. A lot of it doesn't even smell or taste like beef. It's a very odd taste and smell. I am sketched out by it. I don't want none of that mystery meat. And some of their mascots are legit creepy clowns, and you guys know how
Facts.
you on clowns. Do not like them.
I'm straight off a
So,
clown.
what do you guys think? Huge thank you to all my patrons. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me and helping me find more time to make videos like this. Hope you enjoy this, and let me know any other suggestions that you would like to see in terms of topics.
Did y'all read that Wendy sign? Our greatest ingredient is our people.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys know who this is right here.
Funny, huh?
Desi Banks, a pretty known comedian. And you may or may not know who this is.
Oh, they getting that
A
Wallow?
well-known podcaster by the name of Wallow. Let's take a look at this conversation they had together.
Has it ever been a time where it's though? Have you ever got a visitor? A visitor? Like somebody come to your house? How can I explain this? When you get to certain levels and you're growing up, somebody come see you. You want to come talk to me? Somebody come see you and they help you go to the next level. A lot of people, you know how you see, you might see somebody that's not that talented or not that funny or whatever, and all of a sudden they be all the way up here and you trying to figure out how that happened. And now I'm going to rephrase this question. Have anybody came to visit you? Hell no. I don't think they going to try to do that. I'm just saying, I went, hell no.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. I don't try to talk about this all day. Y'all know, some of y'all know I do music. Well, I've been doing music for a long time, and I did certain things. I done been put in certain positions where it was either this or that. And if you choose that, you don't get the opportunity. If you choose this, oh, you get the opportunity. The opportunities that I did get came from, like, God giving that to me. Hard work, planning it out, and executing. I used to have a manager. She was like my manager. She would help me book. She would send me to certain shows. And I had some shows out in LA. Let's just say she wanted more from me. In those environments I was in, was asking for things that I wasn't willing to give. I just wasn't willing to do it. Of course, I still attacked the music dream, but just a little bit different. I didn't want to have managers. I didn't want to take it the Hollywood route. Not to mention, I had a show out in Hollywood. Yeah. Not to mention that. But we'll go on to the next clip. I try not to talk about all the music world and how deep and demonic it can get.
Okay, so I know I'm late on this, but dude, what is this? Apparently this video was recorded the same day.
Why Biden's showing up so much?
Okay, so I know this one's pretty low quality, but this is the Biden's eyes right here, and this is Jim Carrey's. Just food for thought, not saying anything.
Inflation. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. Bringing down gas prices is a big part of the job. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Here's the good news. Gas prices have dropped every day this summer. That's more than 40 days in a row. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. We now have 40,000 gas stations in the United States where the price of gas is $3.99 or less. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that. How do we get the price down?
What y'all think about the president?
Alright, y'all are gonna trip on this. This is no camera trick or any fuckery like that. Alexa, where did Joe Biden fall off his bicycle?
Joe Biden died in National Naval Medical Center.
Alexa, when did Joe Biden die?
As far as I know, Joe Biden is alive. He was born on November 20th, 1942 and is 79 years old.
Alexa, where did Joe Biden fall off his bicycle?
Joe Biden died in National Naval Medical Center.
Holy moly donuts.
I don't know that.
Crazy shit.
So does that explain what I said earlier? That it's not the MKUltra? Maybe it's a clone? Or a robot? It has to be one of the two, bro. Or there's an actor or a character, person, whatever you want to call them, shape-shifting, shapeshifters, whatever. What if it's one of those? And they had that mask and they playing Joe Biden. Who knows, man? At this point, it's one of them. No, we gonna get to the conclusion, one way or another.
First things I did when I started researching Bill Gates, one of the first things I found out was that through his foundation and through the Gavi Alliance, they've been doing all these tests in developing nations that are hurting people, they're killing people, and he's putting millions and millions of dollars into this. And I even have a quote here that I'm going to read later, but people are wondering, why is it that he's spending so much money on these millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on these that are literally killing children?
People in these third world countries are calling it genocide. They're literally running in some cases from the... In some cases, they're killing the people who are sending the...
Syria and all these countries, they're actually killing them. They're saying they've said on record they think they're coming there to kill their children.
And Bill Gates cares so much about these... He won't even save the lives of the workers who are dispensing the... by withdrawing those programs. He just wants to continue them no matter what.
Yeah, he's just going to keep it going. He doesn't care. And it just keeps happening. If I went into your house and I permanently brain damaged your child and paralyzed him forever, I would go to prison, and rightfully so. This man can hide behind his cutesy organizations and initiatives with all of his billions of dollars and paralyze tens of thousands of children, and it's fine, nothing happens. It makes no sense. This is just a few things I wanted to mention to our audience. He's got a thing called Great Challenges, and he gives out money to different professors and scientists all across the country for different sets of initiatives that he wants them to fulfill. And here's just a few of the things that I found in looking that he's funding right now. Fetuses, through rice, the genetically engineered rice that has in it.
Edible.
Nanoparticles, skin patches, mosquitoes. There's actually a clip we have, we don't have time, but in mosquitoes, he will release those on people without their knowledge, so that's wonderful. Genetically engineered stomach bacteria, that's a platform for diarrhea. Contraceptive that sterilize rats. I mean, it
goes on.
First of all, who gave this little dude named Bill Gates this much power to where he just thinks that he could just like he think he God or something? Like, yeah, and he doing too much, bro. Stick to making Xbox and Microsofts, bro. Stick to that. You jumping in the mosquitoes and yeah, like, and what's crazy is, used to hear him in rap songs all the time. Everybody was talking about him and Trump, how we was trying to be as rich as Trump and Bill Gates. But then when you start to see them and you start to see what they really do, it be like, bro, at that point, when you heard about all them in rap songs, we was all really vibrating way too low. But now we starting to really pick up. You don't really hear their names in music unless it's talk bad about them. But yeah, that's wild that he got all that type of power, but it's just so crazy. Like, is he really a human? What if he a reptilian? What if he shapeshift? And what if his whole thing is just that's just something to think about. I said, what if? I didn't say he was, I didn't say he wasn't. I said, what if? It's just a question. But he giving me reptilian vibes or something. If he over here trying to do all that, he trying to oppress us more than what we already at. He want full control and total domination of what we do and how we do it, what we eat, and what it does to us. We his guinea pigs. That's what it seemed like to me. And it's crazy we can't even use that word that they gave to us in 2020. We can't even use that word. We can't use the, when they poke, we can't use that. Can't even use the word.
He got a patent on that in 1950.
And those early balloons were so large, they didn't have any way to launch them, except they actually launched them from aircraft carriers.
Modern scientific ballooning was born. It was also the genesis for NASA's newly developed super pressure balloon.
The reason for super pressure ballooning is they have absolutely stable altitude day, night, and it doesn't matter how cold the atmosphere is. They are sealed.
So your shape is always the same, you always displace the same amount of air, and therefore you have the same amount of buoyancy all the time.
This day-to-night altitude stability allows superpressure balloons and the...
Hi, I'm Matt, and this is NASA Now.
NASA's been using balloons for science research for over 30 years. The exploration that can be done on balloons is continuing to grow. Standard balloon that I fly is about 660 feet long when it's made. So when it's inflated, it's over 400 feet tall by 440 feet wide. Think of a dome stadium. That's how big my balloons are.
So let me get this straight. It is now public knowledge that they send up satellites on massive helium-filled balloons. As you should know, NASA is the largest consumer of helium in the world, for obvious reasons. But the issue with society is that they never critically think. Just think for a second here. If these are sent up to provide the world with all of the important information we need, and I'm sure the entire process is expensive and difficult to accomplish, then please explain to me what in the flat world do these pathetic animations do for you? Do they make you happy inside? Are they so super duper cool that you cannot see past the obvious CGI? The fact of the matter is everything NASA sends up on a balloon simply hovers above our motionless Earth. That is why they rarely speak about orbiting satellites, and of course, they never show footage. Here is some footage of a random evening with a man, the moon, and his Nikon P900. Notice anything floating up there?
Forget it, Bart. It's still bright out. You can't see anything in the sky except the Fox satellite.
You know, I'm not saying that people can't look similar, but when you're this famous and there's people back in the day who looks exactly like you, it makes you wonder. Look, I know people seen this. It literally looks just like him. Great ancestor.
Yeah, that
one's a stretch,
that one
right?
was just like him.
How about your boy Johnny Depp? Oh, what are you doing over there, Justin? Is that your great-great-great-grandpa? Anybody know who that is? It's just crazy how similar these people look. It's also crazy how this guy had power back in his day, and he has power in this day, and they look exactly alike. And not too many people look like that. You're gonna call it Photoshop, right? This one trips me up.
That one tripped me out too.
I know you know who that is. Got more for you.
Yeah, some of these I ain't never seen before.
What do you guys think?
From Hunger Games, though.
That's the same freaking person. I bet you there's even more instances than what I could find. Too similar. So yeah, I agree. People can look similar to each other, but this stuff is just freaky.
You just change a few key features on your face. That's it.
Honestly, I don't know.
He bring it back with it. He came back with it.
Two. Tell me they don't look alike.
Damn.
Okay, now I seen someone saying this is the same person. No, it's not. There's dude's name right there. Crazy, right? Funny how you say vampires. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but I just thought it was funny. Now tell me that's not the same person. Well, it's not, but that's crazy. Check that out.
Man.
Here's the name of this guy. because people were wondering. And then obviously that's Mark Zuckerberg. I think he was a king of France. Both have power. Another one. There's the name of that girl. Now you guys love this one. There's his name. There's Big Alec. Don't they look just alike?
There you
Just
go
fluffier.
again.
Guess that's Pope.
And I'm be honest, after hearing how he shot old girl on set, I ain't really feeling him no more, bro. And anytime I watch him on TV, I'm always gonna have that in my head. I ain't feeling that. I'm not. And that been a minute and a few clips ago, but
Gregory.
feeling some type
Look
of way.
into it. Check that one out. Now, I don't know if these people are vampires, clones, what they are, but these resemblances are crazy.
Crazy. Nah, Ronald Weasley, bruh. Drop Harry Potter in the comments if y'all just as big as fan as I am.
Doorway on Mars. Have you seen this? Just last week, Mars Curiosity rover took this picture. I don't know about you, but I really think it looks like a purposely carved doorway in the side of a mountain on Mars. But scientists at NASA say it's just a place two rocks fractured due to weathering. It actually reminds me of that one conspiracy theory about Mars being our original home, but we made it uninhabitable, and then we moved to Earth and lost all the history on it. That one's crazy. What's your guys' opinion about the doorway?
Don't start the line, Don't start the line. That's all I'm about to say. Do not start the line. It's almost insulting that they insult our intelligence, like as if we can't see. That's a doorway. Common sense, bro. That's a doorway into a mountain, and you talking about that's where the rocks got to split or carve or whatever you trying to come up with, bro. I don't even know what they just said. All I know is it sounds like they trying to cover something up, as they always are, and they got to come to a point where we got to come to a stand, and we're gonna have to start stepping on their necks like, bro, look, y'all giving up all the knowledge and we taking it all, and y'all not gonna get to see another day of it. We gonna have to, cause we letting them play us, bro. God, they lying to us. That probably was here where we at, that they call Earth.
How they hide our second sun, other celestial bodies, advanced technology, UFOs, and anything else that they don't want you to see. You might want to stick around.
I remember it being yellow.
The Craziest Celebrity Conspiracy Theories Part 2. Keanu Reeves as immortal. The theory claims that he has lived through time with many identities, the first of which is Charlemagne from 748 to 814. He crowned his son just before dying as though he knew he was going to die. Secondly, his burial was rushed during cold weather, which is claimed to be a clear hint that they needed to bury a body to not raise any suspicion. By the late 19th century, The actor we now refer to as Keanu Reeves fell in love with his chosen profession for the first time, and here appears the second identity of Paul Mounet from 1847 to 1922. He was a doctor first and then an actor. It is said that Paul Mounet died of heart failure in 1922, although his body was never found. The theory also states that he has never actually denied his immortality. On his appearance on Jimmy Fallon, when asked if anyone had tried to get him to change his name to something else, Keanu told a story of how he had come up with
Chuck Spadina.
The theory clocked on to how Chuck is shorthand for Charles, which is shorthand for Charlemagne. Jimmy then continues to question him about the website Keanu Reeves as Immortal. As Jimmy Fallon proceeds to present the evidence of the identities, Keanu Reeves calls out what sounds to be a modest attempt at an explanation.
I just wanted to show you just in case.
We're all stardust, baby.
I know.
Do you believe in this theory?
They just toy with us, man. They just toy with us. Like, they make it a joke. Like, it's like damage control. Like, as if some people they know gonna pick up on it, and they don't want to keep waking more people up based off what's already out there. So then they kind of like make a joke on it, and then they be like, oh, we were just joking. Like, you know, they play about it so people start to see that they're playing. So they start to think that it was all just a joke. It was all made up, or it's just a coincidence. Like, bro, it's not a coincidence. It's not made up. This stuff is real life. Just because you can't see it with your own two eyes does not mean it's not real. Does not mean it's not real.
If you were told that the Earth was a flat disk, would you believe it? Millions of people now believe in the flat Earth theory. Supporters of the flat Earth theory believe that the Earth is a sphere is a lie to deceive the whole world, and there is an organization, the Flat Earth Association, which conducts the International Conference on Flat Earth Theory every year. The group includes wealthy businessmen who make their own rocket testimonies, former NASA staffers, NBA star Irving, and rapper B.O.B. Supporters of the idea that the Earth is a flat disk. The center of the disk is the North Pole. The outermost circle of the disk is the South Pole. The Sun and Moon are parallel over the disk. The distance between the Sun and the Moon to the Earth is between 4,800 kilometers and 8,000 kilometers. The Sun and the Moon are rotating over the disk of the Earth at the same time. Where it can shine is day, and where it cannot shine is night. The flat Earth theory also doesn't believe in gravity and explains why people jump and fall. Because the Earth is like an elevator that keeps going up, so it jumps up and falls down. There is also the circumnavigation, not north and south, only east and west. The circumnavigation is nothing more than a concentric circle around the Earth. And the United Nations has long known that the Earth is flat, because the United Nations logo is the best proof. The flat Earth theory also states that if you look closely at the moon at night, there are clouds behind it, which means the moon is not that high at all, between 4,800 and 8,000 kilometers. Humans have never landed on the moon and never been to outer space. The pictures from outer space are lies. These lies are just for the brainwashing of mankind to deceive the world. The South Pole is the edge of the Earth, and it is strictly guarded from entry in order to prevent man from stepping out of the Earth and discovering the secrets of another world. The Flat Earth theory also says that we are all being cheated, that we are being controlled by higher civilizations, that we are being watched like fish in a tank, to teach humans that the Earth is spherical, to keep people from knowing that the Earth can go out. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I definitely believe it.
Think about this for a moment. When an artist signs his name on the dotted line to a record company, the record company will in many cases own all of the masters for the songs recorded under that contract. And when an artist signs to a major label, it's safe to say that their death is in many ways factored into the initial investment. And in many ways, after an artist has peaked in popularity, there becomes an awkward point in their career where the artist is worth more to them dead than alive.
They make you sign life insurance, I think, or something like that in your contract.
Mad at him due to the business that he did. Yeah, and I can't even say mad is that they didn't have a part of it. Let's be real. I'm gonna say it out there straight for everybody listening. My uncle didn't die. He was murdered. I feel the same thing about Prince.
we're losing a lot of stars, because you have to remember, these are basically insurance policies.
Told you.
When he dies, whatever was owned by the company reverts back. We're not talking about $100,000. We're not talking about $1 million. We're talking about billions of dollars. Notice that when my uncle dies, why do you hear all his music? Why is there a Motown cartoon out now? Okay, well, obviously when my uncle was alive, he wasn't giving the rights to anybody. But when he dies, all of a sudden,
you worth more when you dead than when you alive to them record labels, because when a rapper dies, everybody goes and listens to him. It hits the news, everybody wants to go find out which rapper that was, what the story happened, like what happened to that rapper. Oh, let me go listen to his music. And then they become one of the top streamed artists on that platform for a couple weeks, from people who didn't even know them when they were here just 72 hours ago. But you know, and that's how it works, and those labels know that. And sometimes those people don't be actual artists. Again, they're clones or they're characters, so they pretend that character dies off, and then they go ahead and bring in another artist that sounds just like them or looks just like them, or they bring the artist back as another character. And then it's like, yeah, they're just gonna keep running money up off this old character that you think has supposedly died. And then they go ahead and, yeah, you know, that's what they do. That's the business. That's the business. And it's more to it too. It's more to it. It's not just that simple.
I don't care what nobody say, this is a reptilian.
I was watching Scary Movie 3-1.
You know, there's so many magnetic waves traveling in the air space because of TV and television, releasing 10 times as many brain cells as we're supposed to. Oh, please.
Yeah, search that up. They put truth in movies, man.
Truth in plain sight.
That clip of they dude saying that's a reptilian. Somebody in the comments told me in the videos before this, we watched that clip, and somebody in the comments said that was a reptilian, and they were shapeshifting. So shout out to that. Shout out to one of the, I don't remember which supporter, because there'd be so many comments coming in, but I do remember those words though. And whoever that was, make sure you comment again below, and I'm gonna screenshot, and I'm gonna make sure I remember it and save your name. I'm gonna remember that, because I remember you. The reason why that popped into my head just now when I seen it, and then the dude says it. So yeah, shout out to you. But that's the end of this video. Appreciate it if you stuck through all the way through. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you're always notified. Even if you've been here and if you haven't done that already, please do that. It helps the community grow. If you're new here, I hope you like what you saw, and if you did, go ahead and bless your boy up with a like, and go ahead and comment what you want to see below or your feedback, and go ahead and hit that bell so you're always notified on our weekly uploads, man. Until I see y'all in the next one, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay smooth, and we up out of here, man. We gone.